Hello, Puglets, Pugnation here with a new tutorial for all of you. This is an upgrade to an earlier tutorial that I made during the snapshots for a high-capacity, self-loading, self-receiving, that's a lot of descriptors, warehouse. And in 1.5, one of the components of this warehouse was broken, so this is an update to fix that problem. There's a very simple fix. There's actually two ways you can do it. I will show you how. But first, I just want to show what this warehouse does, just in case you missed the original video. That will be kind of included in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to put a little picture up so you can click on that link. Click on that picture, it'll bring you to the original video. But in case you don't want to do that, I'll show you what this does. You could just put items in a storage minecart. It gets unloaded by this mechanism, put into this dropper where it is automatically spit out, or rather the items are automatically spit out and funneled into these chests. Once this chest is filled up, it'll move over to this chest, that chest, and so on and so on. Once the storage minecart is completely empty, and I'll just speed that up, it gets spit back down to be received, or rather to be filled with more items and then be reloaded into the warehouse. Now, earlier, again, in the tutorial that is linked in the bottom right-hand corner, you can check that out to see the original. There was a component of that system which had been broken. If you want to just see that fix, you already saw the original tutorial, you can click on this annotation that I'm going to put up here at any time in the top right hand corner. Just click here to go to the fix. Otherwise, I'm going to build this whole thing from scratch for you guys. Okay, so first things first, you need to build a little bit of an incline for your track to go up. It's got to be, I believe it goes up 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that, and you're going to put powered rails on all of those. Put a torch under here so that those rails become powered. Get this out like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that is good enough. And then I'm just going to build a track leading out of the backside like that. That will be where the cart is received. Now you're going to build what is known as the Pugnation Item Transportation System. There is a full tutorial for that video. I will link it down in the description of this video if you would like to see it, but I'll just build it real quick. If you click on that tutorial, it's broken down. The concepts are broken down really nice for all of you. But again, I'll just show it real quick here. It's a nice and simple build. And what this will do is this will automatically unload the items and then send the storage minecart back, that is, to be reloaded once you're done. So you need a sensor rail, 2 redstone dust to the side feeding into a repeater into a block like that. And then you're going to build this pattern. So to do that, you need to build a block here, put a block on top of that, delete the middle block, and 2 like that. And now you're going to build your hoppers. Your hoppers are going to feed into a dropper. The dropper isn't part. I'm just going to put this block here so we know where we're building. 2 droppers. If you shift click, you will be able to place them into each other. Otherwise, if you just right click on this, you're going to go into the item hopper inventory, which doesn't help you out. You're going to build a comparator coming out of this first hopper into this block, the same block that the repeater is going into. Torch like that. 2 redstone dust like that. Get out a, it doesn't have to be a sticky piston, get out a normal piston. Place it like that. It should actually do that last. That should by default shoot out, but we're going to do that last actually. Again, shift clicking, put a rail here, a rail there. That will cause this to incline up. Delete that rail and it will stay inclined up. And a piston right there. And there you go. That's the entire Pugnation item transportation system receiving portion. So now this will receive your carts, and once it's finished unloading into this dropper block, it will push the cart back to be reloaded. And that's it. That's how simple it is. Now you need this feeding into a dropper. Now we're moving on to the actual warehouse components. You're going to need a dropper that faces straight down like that. Do that by placing a block and placing it on the underside of said block. And then you're going to surround this with full blocks here because you're going to have to channel the drops into a water channel. And I have to look at this real quick just to make sure I'm doing it right. And then you're going to have a water source block right here. But first I'm going to build the actual structure of the warehouse so I could just kind of guide myself where the water channel is going to go. Alright, so this is the look I'm going to be mimicking. Obviously, you are the artist, so you do it however you like, but I'm going to use that style. So find the block that is diagonal to this dropper, which is right here. Build it up 1, 2, 3, 4. Space 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this has to be a transparent block. Or it could be, stairs are also considered transparent blocks. Glass, of course, is transparent. Half slabs are transparent. The reason it has to be is because otherwise you won't be able to open that chest. So that does have to be a transparent block or stairs. And then just fill this in with chests like this. Ding dong, ding dong. And like this on the back side. Put chest in the middle like that. And there you go. And then to make everything look a little bit neater, I just put a row of this up here. And this also helps to conceal the redstone machinery in the background. And there you go. Alright, and now let's get ready to place our hoppers and build our water channel. So you're going to put hoppers on the back of all these chests, just as I'm doing. Again, I am shift click, holding down shift and then hitting the right mouse button, otherwise you'll just open up the large chest. And that's the way your hoppers go. And then I'm just going to fill these in with, again, this has to be a transparent block because otherwise you won't be able to open that chest there. And luckily hoppers are considered transparent blocks for some reason, so you won't have any problem with that. But yes, this has to be a glass block, otherwise you will not be able to open that chest. And we're just going to get ready to place our water channel. So our source block for the water is going to be right there. So we need to contain that water flow. So we're going to do that by just adding in this glass. I'm making it out of glass, of course, just so you can see it. Doesn't have to be glass. It could be whatever you want. So the first source block is going to go there. It's going to feed items down into here, and then you're going to have to make a second row where the source block is going to be right here. So again, you're going to have to place blocks to contain that water flow. Easy to do. Place them all along like that, and then you're going to, of course, need to fill this in here so that water doesn't spill out everywhere. And there you go. I think I've done this correctly, so you should be able to place a water block and not have water fly everywhere. Perfect. Looks good. Okay, so the receiving station has been made, and we've laid our water channel and our hoppers, and now we need to make a mechanism to get this dropper to fire items that are fed into it repeatedly. This is what was broken when 1.5 was released, so this will be where you're hopping into this tutorial if you clicked on the annotation just to see the fix. In the olden days, we would just place comparators here, like this. This worked in the snapshots. It no longer works as 1.5 due to tweaks in the timing of comparators. This device will no longer work. So I'm going to show you two methods that you can use to fix this. So the first way to fix this problem is just to make a simple clock like so. This is the way I'm most familiar with. To get that dropper to fire repeatedly, and then create a second mechanism to silence the dropper. Otherwise it will just click forever, and I will show you that now. Okay, so in order to employ this method, you would just place, there's your dropper block, have two blocks coming out like that, third block up like that, block like that, delete the middle block so you kind of have like a C shape here, one block away from your dropper. Redstone dust right there. Repeater there has to be on at least 2 tick delay, otherwise you'll burn it out. 3 or 4 is also fine to adjust the timing. Redstone dust there, torch there, and this will cause this to click, or rather to fire, so any item that I put in here will just be spit out. And so that part works well. Oops, except unless I do that. So that part works well, as you can see, but unfortunately it just clicks and clicks and clicks afterwards, and it's pretty annoying. So we need to make a second mechanism to make this silent, otherwise we will all go insane. So that's easy enough to do. This is actually kind of similar to the way I originally had to fire this dropper in the first place. Simply place a comparator out of the dropper into a block like so, with a redstone torch on the side, with a repeater like that into a block located behind the dropper. And now, as you can hear, there is no clicking, and as soon as I put items into this, it'll start to fire the items out, and they will be sucked into this first chest, and you can see all those items our warehouse is working. So I was searching the internet for a toggleable redstone clock, a redstone clock that you can turn on and off, and I found this one by Native Visions, or Unhost. His channel name is Native Visions, but he goes by Unhost. Check him out. I claim no credit whatsoever for this clock design, but it's really neat. I want to show it to you, and I'm going to use it in this design. Also, stay tuned, because I will show you a bonus gadget at the end of this video using this clock design. Pretty cool. But anyways, if you make this 3-block kind of Y shape, or I guess it's a V shape, with a torch here, a repeater set on a delay of 2, or you could do 3, or you could do 4 if you want to go slower. Can't do 1 though, because it'll burn this torch out. You will get a clock similar to the one I showed you up there. However, this one is cool because you can turn it on and off by supplying a redstone signal to this block. So if I turn this switch on, whoa, it's stuck on, but when I turn it off, the clock starts blinking again. Okay, so now let's apply Unhost's toggleable clock to this mechanism. Okay, so you have your dropper block here. You're going to have a comparator feeding out of the dropper block into a block just like that. Torch on the side, and here's where we're going to replicate Unhost's toggleable clock. Make your V shape like so. Redstone torch there. Repeater with a delay of 2. A block here with a redstone dust like that. Here's his toggleable clock, and then just put a torch here which will activate this dropper. Now when you place items into this dropper, you'll see them shooting out the bottom only when items are inside, and it turns off as soon as this dropper is empty, which eliminates the need for this silencing mechanism that we had over here. Alright, so those two warehouse designs work at the time of this filming in 1.5.1. And real quick, I just wanted to show you a kind of a cool gadget that I worked up using Unhost's toggleable redstone clock. Now this is pretty cool. As of, let me get my armor off. As of 1.5, dispensers will spit armor out equipped on you. So if I stand on this pressure plate using this design, look at that. Oh yeah, isn't that awesome? It puts the armor on me. So how did I do that? Well, real simple. The first thing you're going to do is replicate that clock that I showed you earlier. Again, this is Unhost design. I claim no credit for this whatsoever. Put a torch here. You got to put a block here. Get some redstone dust out, of course. Redstone dust there. Get a repeater. Repeater goes right there. Needs a delay of 2. And there you go. You got your clock. You can see your clock there. Now you have to add the toggleable feature. And on this design, I put a torch right there. Get rid of this block. Redstone dust there. And this is the pressure plate that you're going to be standing on. It's going to be right above this dust. It's going to power. It's going to power that dust, which will turn that torch off, which will allow the clock to fire. And simply put a dispenser on top here and then equip it with your armor. Now another cool thing you can do with this as well is you can turn it into a trap, a repeatedly firing trap. So I'll show you how to do that. And the other cool thing about this too, I need to point out if you can't see it already, is that it's so easy to conceal. I mean, all of this is underground. It works fine. It's tileable. You can put them next to each other without any problem. And look at that. I mean, build that into a wall. It's pretty awesome. You can hide this and make it into kind of a cool little trap. Watch this. Imagine this at the end of a hallway. You walk down the hallway, step on here, and you have this filled up with arrows or whatever. And when I stand on here, it will repeatedly fire these arrows. Oh my god. Why isn't it hurting me? Is it because I'm in... There we go. Now it's doing something to me. I forgot I had to turn it on survival mode. Whoop, there we go. So yeah, you can make a really cool trap out of this mechanism as well. Another fun thing you can do with this, and I think this is even more fun, you could have it trigger... Oh, I gotta put it on. Hold on. There we go. Why just have arrows in there when you could put fire charges in there? Now watch this. Imagine these are tileable, by the way. This is pretty tileable if you put figure this out with repeaters. Put a bunch of fire charges in there, and now when you trigger it, check that out. Launches fireballs out. That is friggin' awesome. Alright everyone, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this tutorial and you would like to see more like it. Follow me on my Twitter at Pugnation12, and I will see you all very soon. Let's go! Go! Get out of my way, zombie pigman! Go! 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 Oh, leap of faith! Leap of faith! Got it! Get all these!